Welcome to Mission to Inspire, where we share life experiences in our careers, personal lives, society, culture, religion, finance, family, and much more. Meet your host, Shola Ajibade, as she takes you on a ride to fuel your inspiration.
Hi everyone, welcome to Mission to Inspire. My name is Shola and I'm your host on Mission to Inspire today. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, share, and comment on our video. And hit the notification button so that you can get notified when we publish our videos. We've got a very special guest here today with a very, very different niche, actually. So I'm going to introduce you to him shortly. His name is Richard Eckley, and he's the founder of Eckley Global Community School. He's a life coach, an author, a podcaster, and a speaker. He teaches how to achieve a work-life balance through better health, wealth, relationships, and mindset. Hi, Richard. Welcome on our show.
Hi, Shola. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you so much for accepting our invite, actually. Thank you so much.
No worries. Pleasure to be here.
So, what inspired you to start the school, Eckley Global Community School?
Yeah, sure. No worries. But I wrote my book, first of all, Your 4 Keys to a Healthier, Happier You. And I've been in personal development for since the mid-90s. That's over 25 years. Right. And one of the books I loved to read was Acres of Diamonds. Have you heard of that by Russell Cromwell?
No.
Oh, it's a very good, Acres of Diamonds, very good book. It's about basically everything you want's already in you or locally around you, so you can find what you want to do in your life and create it. And he actually developed a school called Temple Mead School University. It was helping actually youngsters who wanted to actually get an education but couldn't afford it. And I thought, well, I'd love to do that. With the internet we have nowadays, we can actually do that and provide a service all around the world through the internet. So that's what actually started off the Eckley Global Community School. It was first of all out in Malawi, Africa, in Uganda, in Kenya, through like 6 different countries so far. We're getting more all the time. And it's just teaching basically the skills of actually reading the books you need to learn to enhance your mindset so you can actually create any life you want. You've got to first of all think of the things you want to create in your life and then go about actually achieving them yourself, having self-responsibility for the life you want to create. So many times we sort of look outside of ourselves thinking, oh, if my boss paid me more, I'd be better. Or if my partner did more, my relationship would be better. But if we actually center on ourselves to get ourselves right, first of all, everything else falls into place. And you can work out the sort of things you want in your life. Think, right, what do I want in my life, first of all? Then what steps do I need to take to improve myself so I'll be the sort of person who would have those things in the future? And it's just a step-by-step process of helping people to get the books they want, the education they want, the training they want, and then they can see they can create any life they choose by deciding what they want and then step by step moving towards it. And that was the foundation of the Eckley Global Community School.
Wow, that is so interesting though. So through you establishing, is it you that established the books that they read? I mean,
yeah.
Right, okay. So they tell you their aspiration and then you make recommendation.
Yeah. There's a format I've set out for my class. It's like 9 classes they go through, 1 a month. They go through for over 9 months. Okay. And it's a different book each month to learn, go through, they study it. We then see what they can implement in their lives in these books. And they work their ways through. I mean, the first one is Mastering Your Mindset, which is one of my books. And they go through that first of all before they actually start the school. And that gives them an idea of what they can achieve with their mind if they actually set their mind to it. And also gives them a little mantra, if you like, of things they can say to actually get themselves realizing that they can control their own mindset and get that little voice inside their mind working for them. But once you get that little voice working for you, not holding you back, that changes everything. It's a little key, like little turns. It gets you thinking, okay, I can do this. I can support myself and I can move myself forward. It's getting control of that little voice in your mind, which often holds a lot of us back because we haven't thought about changing our belief system. Our belief system's been given to us since we were young. And quite often we carry on with the same belief system, not realizing at any time in our life we can change that belief system by changing the books we read, the audios we listen to, the things we watch on television or on YouTube. And that gives us positive information into our mind and actually changes our mindset. And then we can start to move forward better in the future.
Oh, wow. That is very true, actually. Because when I was growing up, I used to watch different TV programs, as a child. And then when I grew up, I had to watch another set of different type of TV programs and books. And the way I view life and things actually changed completely. My perspective to life changed completely. And I think that's applicable to everyone, to be honest. And that's very true. Yeah. So we are what we digest through what we read.
Definitely.
Through what we do, through what we see, our behavior. Yeah. Wow. So your 4 keys to a healthier you. Please talk us through that, because you mentioned it briefly, but if you can just talk us through it, please.
Yes, your 4 keys to a healthy, happy you. I actually wrote it for my children. I was married for 20 years, then we had a divorce, and my wife went her own way, and I had the kids. So they were teenagers at the time, and I wanted to give them like a guide to life, if you like. So being a parent, kids when they're teenagers often don't listen to you. You're just the parent, and you give them advice, and they say, what does he know? His dad needs to know anything. But I thought, right, if I write this down in a book, a guide, so I had a guide then of your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your mindset. Keys you can actually work through, and there's actually work pages in there you can work through yourself to realize where you are in each part of your life and how you can move yourself forward to it. So that's why I first started to actually develop it. So the health part is just getting you realize that our bodies, our minds, they're all natural. They all, when we got born, the DNA in us already knew what it was doing to create the person we are. But we often give it bad ingredients and bad advice through our own thought process, so we don't help ourselves out. Just realizing, okay, to get my health, just my basic health working right, there's something called READS, which is REEDS. READS is to relax more, to less stress. Stress is often caused through our mindsets or how we think about things. Once you actually start to realize that you can control your thought process, you can control your stress levels, you can relax more, you can sleep better, and you'll feel better. E is for your exercise. Our bodies are naturally made to exercise, but unfortunately, in this day and age, we tend to sit down a lot. We sat down a lot at work, perhaps at computers. We sat on the car driving home. We sat at home on TV watching television. But we need to get out and exercise at least 30 minutes a day to get the blood flowing through our bodies. Once the blood's flowing through our bodies, it's getting to all our organs. Our organs can repair themselves better. We feel better. We feel more energetic. We look better. And we are better. The other E then is for what we eat. And we need to get the old green leafy veg into us. We've heard it all our lives, get the greens into your system. But it is so true, it does help. Through photosynthesis, they get the energy from the sun. But we can't do that. So if we eat the green leafy veg, we get the energy into us through the glucose, and that helps our body to produce all the things it needs to produce, to replenish our cells, make us healthy, make us feel much better. The D is your drinking. And you said we all like to drink teas, coffees, wines, beers, whatever. But it's the old water. That's what our body really needs, is just water. So getting some water, a regular intake every day, every sort of couple of hours, because we can't maintain water in our bodies. So we need to consistently be topping it up. And then we're getting our body more hydrated, our skin's better, again, our organs are going right, our blood's flowing better, so we're better all around. And then the S for it, the last part of the reads, is S, and that's just sleep. Because we need at least 8 hours sleep. We can get away with a bit less now and again. But when we're asleep at night time, our body's actually going to work, replenishing its cells, repairing any damage we've done, any injuries, any illness. So when we're sleeping, it does that. And also our brain is at work. There's 2 parts to the brain when we're sleeping. There's the REM stage, which is the rapid eye movement stage. And that's the actual brain working on itself, clearing away the plaque that builds up during the day and helping the connections to reconnect. Then there's the non-REM stage where it works on the body. So the blood flows in more from the brain into the body, repairing all the cells, repairing the organs, repairing any damage we've done, and getting the whole body working. So it's so vital to get those 8 hours of sleep at night. So our whole body's repaired, replenished, we can face the next day ready to go. So that's just on the health part. On your wealth part, again, it's doing your basics, learning that your outcomes, your incoming, has got to exceed your outgoings. And so many times you sort of learn to get some money coming in. You don't often watch what's going out the back door. It doesn't matter how much you earn. If you're always going out more than coming in, you're always on a fighting area. So you've got to realize, okay, the number 1 step is seeing where we are in our finances, first of all, see what money's going out everywhere. What can we reduce? Then what can we start to improve coming in? How can we develop ourselves? We're paid by the value we provide to the marketplace. That's what we're paid on. So if we can increase our value, we can increase our skill set, we'll get paid more, so we can increase our income. And if we can reduce that outcome, we're on a good system there, getting that income coming in and creating wealth. Again, with relationships, it's deciding what sort of relationship you want. Like anything in life, if you want something, you need to write down the sort of things you want, the sort of traits you'd like in your ideal partner. If you actually write the traits down on a piece of paper, saying who you would actually like, the traits you'd like them to have, that's planting in your subconscious mind. And then you can start to actually, you'll meet these sort of people, you'll notice them more. It's like if you buy a certain car, you're driving around in a certain car, you'll notice that car everywhere. Yet before you never noticed it. Whereas the same with the relationships, when you've got the sort of traits you want in a certain person, you'll notice them more in the person, you might connect the right person then. Just deciding what you actually want in a relationship. And then working on yourself, first of all. It's always, what can you give a relationship, not what can you get from a relationship. That's a different way to look at things. And that helps so much. If you're always providing stuff for a relationship, you will get back in the end stuff you want. But if you're actually looking for a relationship to give you something first of all, you're heading about it in the wrong direction. So it's what can I give first, and then I receive back. And again, with mindset is everything. Because on the fourth one is mindset. I said we are a mind with a body, not a body with a mind. So once we get control of our mind, we know exactly what we're doing. We can control our body, we control our health, we control our wealth, our relationships, our mindset. It's getting our mind working right. And once you get yourself working right in your mindset, everything else falls into place, and you can realize that you can create any life you want, one step at a time, moving to where you want to go.
Wow. Wow. So is it possible then to change our mindset?
Totally. As I said, we've been given our mindset, our belief system as a young age, usually from around 2 to about 6 or 7. Mm-hmm. Our parents or guardians, whoever was with us at the time, repeatedly told us different things. They told us their belief system. So they imparted their belief system onto us. And we carry on this belief system for all our life, unless we decide to change it. And then we've got to start to actually think, okay, what do I choose to believe? Sometimes you'll believe something just because they've told you. I heard a great story a while ago. It was a grandmother was putting some bacon in the oven, making a Sunday roast with her daughter. And she cut the end of the joint off, and then she put the joint in the oven and cooked it. And the daughter said, well, why did you cut the end of the joint off, ma'am, to put in the oven? He said, well, I was taught that way by my mother, so I don't quite know why we just do it. And I think it lets the flavour out. So then she went around her mother and said, why did we cut this off? And the mother said, well, I don't really know. My grandmother taught me that, and I've passed it on to you because it's a good system. So then she rang up her grandmother. And they finally got hold of her, and they said, what's happening? Why do we always cut this joint off? And the great-grandmother said, oh, it's just because I had a small roasting tin and couldn't fit a full joint in the tin. So they'd passed this system down, yet there's no practical use to any of them, it's just a small roasting tin. So it shows how we can get taught when we were younger, things from our parents passing down to us, which are no actual use to us at all, but we've been learned it, we believe it, so we carry on. So we're going to think, okay, then what do I particularly want to learn? What areas do I want to go into? What do I want to do with my life? Do I want to get my health better, my wealth better, my relationships better, my mindset better? So it's then choosing what books am I going to read, what audios we're going to listen to. Because you've got your subconscious and your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you think, what you know, and what you believe. Your subconscious mind is like a storage area where all your information goes you've received throughout your life. So if you want to choose something to store in that storage area, you've got to be decisive yourself and think, right, I'm not having all the rubbish. We live in a negative world. The news is negative, the newspapers are negative. That's just where we live. That's what sells newspapers. So you actually choose to stop getting so much negative in there and choose to put positive in there yourself. Choose to listen to different audio books. Choose to read different books. Put the time and effort into actually educating your mindset so you can change your mindset to the mindset you want, not the one you got.
Wow, that is so interesting. It's it's really applicable to everybody. To be totally honest, it's applicable to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have positive mindset.
Yeah.
Some have negative mindset, and it actually affects us on a daily basis. What we do, what we eat, the people we mix up with, or we be friends, as friends, partners, like you said, relationship, even the type of jobs that we get, the type of business partners, it's really true. Wow. I've learned something new today.
But it's interesting, once you start to go down that, you sort of study it more and more. It's like anything, once you find something you enjoy doing, you'll study it more, you'll learn more, and then you'll learn more things again. I found that with reading different books. If you go back to books you've already read, you'll pick up things you missed the first time around. So it's worth reading a book 2 or 3 times, perhaps leave it like a month between, then you'll pick up more information from it. And the great thing, it's not actually the books you read, it's what you think about the books you read. Because then you actually change your mindset. You could read like hundreds of books, but not actually think about what you're actually reading, deciding what you want to learn. So if you study a book, You actually get the information from the book and then think to yourself, how can I implement what I've just learned from this book in my life? So just taking the time, say there's so many people sort of like rush through, I've read 100 books, and they've read loads of books. They haven't actually taken the information on board and thought, well, how can I use that in my life to change myself? And that's a big thing to learn, to think, okay, then what book can I read that's going to help me? Let's study the book, get the bits out that are useful for me. There may only be one or two small pieces in the whole book that are useful to you. But you need to go through all the information first of all and think, yeah, right, that bit I can see, I can use that in my life, I can change something I'm doing, and I can move myself forward in the direction I want to go in. But you've got to read these books and go through it. It's so important to just give yourself, 20, 30 minutes a day, if you can, find that time just to do that little bit of reading, either before bed or in the morning, whenever's best time you can find it. It's just worth doing it. And just choosing to have a little book read and just keep it going through and just getting in the habit of doing it. It's like anything, it takes 30 days to develop a habit. So you want to start deciding, first of all, using your own willpower to decide to start it, and then keep it going. And then you start to develop more, and then you get in more interested in it. It's like anything, the more interest you've got in something, the more you're going to do it. And then you can develop yourself on through as you go.
Wow. That is interesting. I read a lot of books, but I don't go back to the book I've read.
Yeah, that's it.
I read it, that's it. I move on to the next one.
That's it. Tick it off, read that one, tick it off, I'll move on. I used to do the same thing. I used to do exactly the same thing. And then I was a teacher a few years ago, and he said, when you're reading it, you're scanning. You'll usually scan a book, you scan a book, you're not really taking the information in. So go back again and reread it. And you think, right, I totally missed that altogether. So it's so, especially the classics, like the Magic of Thinking Big, Think and Grow Rich. There's so many different books out there that you can read now. And it's worth going back to them, getting the classics out again, just going through them all, taking the time and put little comments in the side to remind you of them. It's just worth it. And all little notes by the side to actually study the book, not just read it. And then you get so much more from a book. That's just amazing.
Wow, that is amazing. Very interesting. So what can we do to see life more positively?
It is totally up to you. It's you decide. It's you first of all realizing. Some people don't like the you've got yourself where you are today. The habits and decisions you've taken throughout your life so far has got you exactly where you are, which is good and bad. If you're in a good place, it's good. If you're in a bad place, it's bad. But it does mean you're in control of where you want to be in your future. So if you want to start being more positive, you think, okay, then it's up to me to make myself more positive. Outside circumstances aren't going to do it. Only I can do it. Happiness, as they say, is an inside job. If you're looking for someone to make you happy or something to make you happy, you'll never be happy. You've got to be happy in yourself first of all, thinking, okay, I'm the best version of me at the moment, but I'm going to improve. I'm going to become a better version of me in the future because I'm going to take time to educate myself. I'm going to take time to get my body healthy. I'm going to take time to get my mind healthy. I'm going to better relationship in the future. But it's up to me to take the action to say, right, it's down to me. Being self-responsible is a massive step in getting yourself where you want to be in anything in life. So then you can start to move yourself forward in a different course for learning, different course, perhaps a different skill. You actually make a totally different job. You can change your whole career at any time. You think, right, I want to go this way. So I'm going to start to educate myself in that direction. And you just see that, and you vision yourself of where you want to be, say 10 years time. You think, right, in 10 years time, I'll be doing this. Now, what can I do to start myself moving in that direction? You can't suddenly jump there. It's going to take you 10 years to get there, to be the person you need to be the best version of yourself. You can start off using incremental steps to move yourself there slowly, step by step, week by week, month by month, year by year. And in 10 years' time, you can be such a positive person doing so many things. It's amazing what you can do in 10 years. We all try and do too much in 12 months quite often. We think, oh, I can do this in 12 months. But very rarely we get as far as we like to be. But thinking on a 10-year plan, you think, wow, I've got this time to actually, for me to grow into the person I need to be. And once you grow into the person you need to be, you become the sort of person who would have those things you would ideally want. And there's nothing that can stop you apart from yourself. And get your mindset right. I get it positive. I decide what I want. I know there's going to be problems. Life is never a straight line. You never get a straight line. If I want to be here, I go straight there. There's always twists and turns and ups and downs and health issues and financial issues. They're going to come along anyway. Just thinking, okay, I know what's going to happen. There's going to be problems, but I know I can always find a solution to a problem. I can move myself forward and I can get where I want to be in the end. And it's realizing that self-responsibility is so important. Getting a good team of people around you as well is vital as well. Helping you, good mentors, good people that can help you, train you, move you forward, encourage you. It's quite often sort of family and friends don't always know quite what you're doing. If you want to do something in personal development or get yourself moving, they can't understand what you're trying to do. So get yourself interested or connected with someone who's in the same industry as you, be act like a mentor towards you, can help you, is so vital to encourage you to move yourself forward. Because life will always get in the way of certain things. They say man makes plans and God laughs, they say, because we try to think we'll do something and then everything else happens and puts it into kibosh on it. So he's thinking, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm just going to move forward, tiny steps, incremental steps, step by step, moving forward. You can get anywhere you want to be in 10 years' time. It's a nice guide. It's a nice area to look at. 10-year time, you can look like a 30,000-foot view of where you want to be in 10 years' time. You can think, right, I can just see myself slowly moving towards this map of where I'm making up for where I want to be. And in 10 years' time, I could be anywhere I want to be. And then happy days.
Sure. It's just all about working on our mind, what we believe, what we want to become, and working towards it, just taking baby steps, like a toddler, like a child. That's the way they, when they're babies and they want to work, they crawl, they fall, they stand, they get help, they ask for help.
That's it, all the way. And we're the same. We're only children. We just grown up children. We still need that help. We still need people helping us step by step to move where we want to go. But people who've gone before us, that can be so massive. It's always learning from someone who's gone before us. Everyone's always done that through history. It's always learning from past masters, and they've taught people, and then we can get advice from them that can move us forward to where we want to go.
That's very true. So for people that want to connect with you, either they want to come to your community school or they want a life, coach, how can they connect with you?
Yeah, the best way, well, on LinkedIn, I'm Richard Eckley, so on LinkedIn you can contact me with that, or you actually get in touch with my email, which is Eckley Global Community School. So that's egcs24@yahoo.com. And so those people that do want to actually get involved with the school, I always send them out a free book, the Mastering Your Mindset book. I have a free copy of that book given out to them. So we send that to them so they can study that, get their mindset going right. And then, if they want more information about the school or my coaching, they can get in touch with me and I'll gladly help them. No problems.
Great. Is that your current book?
No, I've got a new book coming out at the end of this month, which is How to Create Wealth. So I've said I had, there was Mastering Your Mindset was the first one. Your 4 keys to a healthy, happier you was the first one. You're half confused. Then it was Mastering Your Mindset. Then it was How to Master Your Health. And next month, end of this month, I've got How to Create Wealth. I'm just getting it all finalized now. It's been published the end of this month. So that's all coming together nicely, guys.
Oh, that's great. Where do you sell your books then?
They're all on Amazon. You can either get to me directly on that website, on the email address, or they're all on Amazon at the moment. So they're all available. So so no problems at all.
Right. I can see all your books are all about mindset, actually.
Yeah, it is. That's everything. That's the key to the whole kingdom. I said, mastering your mindset, the key to the whole kingdom. It is. Once you've got your mindset right, you can then work on any area of your life you want to. But unless you get your mindset right, nothing else will really work. So you can go on all the diets you want, you can try earn the money you want, but unless you get yourself right, your mindset right, that's the big click, which everything else works. So it's getting yourself working right, and then everything else falls into place.
Wow. Great. Thank you so much. Have you got any word of advice, inspirational advice for our listeners out there?
Yeah, well, just you can create your own life. It's realizing that no matter where you are, no matter what your age, you can start when you're 17, you can start when you're 97. It's creating the life you want and then moving yourself slowly towards it every day. And just do it in small steps. Think, okay, what area do I want to do? Do I want to do my health? Do I want to get a bit of health going right? So just focus on your health. Think, okay, then what exercise can I do today? What can I start to eat this week? What can I cut out of my diet that's not so good to me this week? Just in those little steps. With the finances, you think, okay, perhaps I want to start my own business. Let's look into a business I want to go into. What do I enjoy doing? That's the biggest thing if you want to sort of develop money. Finding something you love to do, and then you can develop it more. You enjoy the process. As opposed to just doing something for money. Quite often you're struggling, so it won't go straight forward. It doesn't work out so well. So it's finding what you love to do and move yourself towards it. Again, with your relationships, thinking, what can I do for my partner? Can I just go out and buy them a little gift tonight or this week? Just get them some flowers or some chocolates or just a little gift and just say, thank you, I love you. It's just that little step. It's not a massive thing, but it's that they appreciate it. It's just, well, it's those little things we do on a daily basis, moves our life forward in all the right directions.
Thank you so much for that word of advice. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for coming on our show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shola. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for your word of advice. I'm sure we've learned for me, you've actually inspired me to go out and do much more than what I thought I could do. Like I thought, like I read a lot of books, but then I don't go back to read them again. So now I have to go back to read them again to get a better understanding.
And so a few little notes on the side, things that will still work for you, implement for you.
Thank you so much. And there it is, everyone. You've heard, and I'm sure our guest has inspired you today to go out and do much more. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you for subscribing. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, we say, please subscribe, like, share, and comment on our videos. And until next time, thank you, Richard, for joining us.
Thank you, Shola. All the best. Have a good one.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on Mission to Inspire. Subscribe if you have not already done so. Like, comment, leave a message. Let's stay connected. Let's jointly inspire the world.